Hi everyone. This is David here. We're going to start the webinar and give it another 30 seconds or a minute. Let's see a few more people might come on and then we'll get started. So hold tight just for a minute and then we'll get going. Okay, just another 10, 20 seconds and then we'll get cracking. Okay, let's get going. So my name is David and this is ChinaUniversities.com, and today we are chatting about kind of best practices and how to go about winning the Chinese government scholarship for studying in China. So first I'll just quickly go over who we are, quick reasons for why we study in China, and then go into what the Chinese government scholarship, a quick roundup of what they cover, and then going into kind of best practices, and then moving on about how to get in touch and how to contact us and apply. So yeah, quick firstly about us. We're ChinaUniversities.com, as I mentioned. We've been helping students go study in China for about 12 years. We do degree programs taught in English, so undergraduate programs and master's programs. We do offer them in Chinese as well, but most students don't speak Chinese yet, so they also have classes in English for international students. So we help people find the right programs, match them up with their levels, and apply. We also do semester and summer programs for just studying Chinese language. Semester, year, and short-term summer programs. If you just want to come out and study Mandarin, we'll help you find the right universities all over China and get you set up and applied for. So just quickly, an overview of kind of why, if you're watching this, you probably have an inkling of why you should come to China anyway, but I'll just run through that. Chinese universities are climbing the world rankings every year. They're getting better and better. They're putting a bit of emphasis and funding into attracting international students. As I mentioned before, a lot of the programs are taught in English, so you don't have to speak Chinese already. The living costs are much lower. By coming out here and having an understanding of Chinese culture, it will set you apart on your CV when you're kind of starting the job hunt later. It opens a lot of doors for employment opportunities. Again, like I said, having China on your CV these days is pretty useful. It's a lot of fun. It's a vibrant, active student social life. You'll enjoy your time here. Certainly there's endless amounts of adventure opportunities traveling around China. There's a lot to see. Also traveling around Asia, hop, skip, and a jump. We've got a ton of countries nearby that are worth seeing. And then finally, if you're interested in pursuing a career in China, having a degree from a Chinese university makes it a lot easier for you to get employment in China down the line. So on top of that, you also learn some Chinese while you're here. While you don't have to for your degree, it's inevitable you'll pick some up along the way. And most universities alongside the degree program will give you free Chinese lessons, so a few hours a week. So another great reason to come out here. So just a quick reminder of what's included in the Chinese government scholarship. It covers almost everything. It's the full tuition, housing, which is usually shared dormitories, depending on the university. Sometimes it's single dorms as well. And then the stipend as well. So for an undergraduate degree, it's about 2,500 renminbi, which is about US dollars, about 360 a month. And for a master's degree, it's about 3,000 renminbi, which comes out with about 430 or so US dollars a month. It also covers insurance, local Chinese insurance while you're there. So it's plenty to go around. It doesn't cover the flights to China, and it doesn't cover your the application to the Chinese universities, nor getting your student visa. Besides that, once you're there, it covers most things. So studying for 4 years if you're doing undergraduate, 2 years if you're doing a master's, all for free, all while being paid a little monthly sum. You buy plenty of dumplings for that amount. You're not going to starve, yeah, it's a great deal, and we're trying to encourage more people to take advantage of it. So now I'll just kind of hop in quickly to how to go about kind of best practices, what to do to get it all done with the best chance of getting you a scholarship. So really it's about, we'll start by kind of the obvious about collecting the documents in time. We have on our site the list of what we need from you. We have all the documents required. It's pretty standard. Just to give you an idea, you know, there's personal information, you know, address, phone numbers, that sort. You do need a passport, some reference letters from professors, which I'll get onto in a minute, an essay about why you want to go study in China, and we'll touch on that again in a minute. Transcripts from your university or high school, and physical examination forms from your doctors. So this is all stuff I'll go through in a second, but you'll have to get all organized and done ahead of time. The deadline every year is towards the end of March. So we try and get everyone to submit their documents at the latest mid-March, so we can go through them, make sure everything's correct, and get them submitted with plenty of time. So let me just talk through a few of those things in more detail, just to go through and help you understand what needs to get done. So we'll start with the reference letters. This is one of the most important things. It's kind of probably one of the hardest things to get done for most people. It involves going and either talking to your professors or your teachers if you're in high school or university, or if you're already working, a supervisor. Go talk to them or email them, call them, explain that you're applying for scholarships to China and that you are looking for a good reference. They're really, universities, like most references, want to make sure you're hard working that university you're applying for. So get those done early. You know, most professors are busy, so try not to leave that to the last minute. It's best to give them a few weeks. The longer the better, but if you can get those organized in advance, they'll be, you know, the last thing they want is to have to write it overnight, last minute. That doesn't reflect well on you to start with. So start thinking about that, thinking about people that you can ask for that. Again, professors or supervisors at work, if you've been out of work for a while, out of school for a while. The next thing is the physical examination form that also sometimes takes a while. It just involves getting an appointment with your local doctor and getting them to sign an official form and fill it out and make sure you're in good health. The form is also on our website, and you can also find it through almost every Chinese embassy or consulate website, depending on which country you're from. It's not like that any local GP or local family doctor can fill out for you. The next thing is transcripts from your high school or your university, whichever you've done recently. Sometimes if you're applying for master's programs, you need university and high school, but you probably should have them already if you've applied to university before. Again, it just involves chatting to the registrar at your university or the high school, making sure that you have them. Usually they can be emailed pretty quickly. They're not hard to get. You just got one more thing to get organized that sometimes, depending on the institution, can take a week or so to get. So best to get that done in advance. We just need digital copies. We don't need the originals. Next one, obviously, is passport. You know, we've had people apply before and not have a passport, which unfortunately means they can't actually finish the application with the university. So don't forget to check your passport. Make sure there is enough time on it left. There's no point in applying if your passport's going to run out in 3 months. So you've got to have at least 6 months on a visa to even, at least 6 months left on your passport to apply for a visa. But then if you're going out there for a 4-year course or a 2-year course, you should probably just go get a new passport anyway. So make sure you get that done. That takes a while. So do get on that as quickly as you can if you haven't got it. Then sometimes universities will require a criminal record, proof of no criminal record. So they don't always, but if it's one thing that we kind of suggest having and submitting anyway. So just go down to your local police station. It's usually a pretty standard procedure. And it varies per country. Sometimes they just give it to you for free. Sometimes you have to pay for it, but they'll just release a document saying that you're a good citizen and haven't been in trouble or not been to prison or or just give your basically your police record. So we'd recommend getting that. It's not always required, but a lot of universities are starting to require it. So again, it's something that could take a few days. So we'd suggest doing that sooner rather than later. Now we'll talk about the essays quick. The essays are important. Obviously, there's kind of, depending on how much time or effort you want to put into it. The most basic thing you've got to do for the essay is just talk about why you want to study in China. At a bare minimum, talk about why there's an advantage of going to study in China. So you're going to be positive about China and explain, not just saying because it's free, but saying why you're interested in it and why it's appealing to you. That's at the very basic. You can get away with doing that. And again, the essays are usually around 500 to 800 words. Some of the top universities require several essays, but through the application process, we'll discuss that with you. And we'll tell you in advance what's needed. So the next level would be kind of a good essay about coming to China. So you'd want to include why you want to study in China, and then you'd also want to go into more detail of why you want to study at that particular university. So again, that's something we'll discuss during the application process. We'll say, here are the universities we think you should apply for. We'll show you where to find a bit more research on them, and so you can kind of specifically say, this is why I want to study at this university, and then this is why I want to study in China. So that would be a good essay. The best version of that is talking about not only studying in China, why you want to be at that university, and then also why that course, and why that course specifically at that university in China. So that's going down into much more detail. And in that case, we'd suggest doing some research on the professors of those courses and why you like them. And why it suits you. So obviously in all of those, as well as saying those things, you've got to talk about yourself and why it's good for you, the history, either your work history or academic history that's led you to want to study in China, and then why you're a good candidate. And again, for the basic good and kind of excellent versions of those essays, you can go into more detail on each particular topic there. Available for questions on this, and we'll help you through it if you have questions about what to write about. We can't write it for you, obviously, but we can give guidance on, we can talk you through some of your previous experience and how to adapt that and do a good essay. So then the next thing is choosing the right university. Obviously, a lot of people maybe don't know how many universities are in China, much about them, or even which cities to go to. So we come in. So depending on your grades, your interests, even climate, what you like to be in, we'll help you. We'll talk you through that and talk that through with you, and then help you get matched up with a university. Usually it's along the lines of your grades and courses. So if there's one university that's particularly good at the courses you're interested in, we'll focus on that one. And then if there's a few, we'll try and match that level up. If you have excellent grades, there's excellent universities in China. There's plenty now breaking into the top 50. I think the top university in China is ranked, I think 19th or 18th in the world. So again, there's no lack of quality there, but again, it doesn't have great grades. Kind of just got through school, there's also options there for you too. There are some universities that have pretty open acceptances, and they're looking to attract more international students. So within that range, we can find universities and scholarships to fit your level. You obviously have to have completed high school to apply for an undergraduate degree, and to apply for a master's degree, you have to have completed university in whatever country you've done this in. It doesn't matter, as long as you've completed it. Then you can be eligible. So that kind of plows through quickly the main points of what we need. And again, a lot of it, we're here to help with the whole process. So the essay is the big one, and it's about collecting the documents in time and getting it all done by the deadlines. Again, coming up in the next, by March. So just moving on quickly, if you're interested in learning more about China throughout the summer and throughout the year, we have 8-day trips to visit 5 universities. So depart on a Sunday, depart on a Saturday. Beijing and Shanghai, universities in Beijing, Shanghai, squeeze in a few sites, squeeze in a few dinners with current international students and then some Chinese students and networking. So we pack it all in. It's great fun. Contact us for more details about it. I think the next one we're running is in June. And yeah, it's a great way to find out if you like China, have some great food, have a bit of fun, see universities, understand what student life is there, and get a feel for China in general. So we encourage you to check that out. Those are called scholarships tours, and they're on our website. You can find out more information about it there. Again, contact us. We're available, chinauniversities.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. And then if you have any questions, you can email us, info@chinauniversities.com. And we're always available for questions and to help out. And like I said, keep an eye on the YouTube channel. We've got some more webinars coming up in the next month. We usually come out once a week. And FAQ section on our website too. If you have questions, you can type them in. If they're not there, we'll answer them for you. Yeah, so basically we're here to help. Come study in China, ask us questions, and good luck. Yeah. All right. Cheers, everyone. Bye.